America's richest billionaire. He's a name that's spoken with reverence and awe. His wealth practically a legend. From his towering skyscrapers to his multi-million-dollar mansion, every aspect of his life seems like the epitome of success. But what if I told you that behind the glittering empire lies a darker truth? A truth that no one dares to speak. A truth buried beneath layers of wealth, power, and influence. Today, we're going to dive into the dark secrets of America's richest billionaire. The man who seems to have it all, but who's also haunted by things most people could never imagine. Buckle up, because this is a journey into the heart of greed, manipulation, and deception. To understand the man, we must first understand how he came to be. His rise to power wasn't one of luck, but rather a carefully orchestrated climb to the top. Born into humble beginnings, the world had no idea that this young boy, let's call him Jonathan Blackwood, would go on to build an empire that would dominate the world's markets. But it wasn't just his brilliance or vision that got him there. There were sacrifices, compromises, and deals made in the shadows that would have made even the most hardened businessmen blush. Jonathan's first major breakthrough came when he launched his tech company at the age of 27. It didn't take long before he was hailed as a prodigy in Silicon Valley. But what few people knew was that his rise was built on the back of shady deals with competitors, insider trading, and even a few unfortunate accidents that put others out of the game. Some say the bodies of his competition never had a chance to be properly buried. Behind closed doors, Jonathan made deals that were far from ethical. One of the darkest secrets of his rise to wealth was the web of influence he wove with corrupt politicians, underground figures, and businessmen from the fringes of legality. It's rumored that he used his company as a front for illicit activities, laundering money through shell corporations and dodging taxes at an unprecedented scale. The amount of power he accumulated through these means made him untouchable. But the most chilling part of his empire? It was built on manipulation, specifically psychological manipulation. Jonathan was a master of using people as pawns in a game he controlled. He would exploit their weaknesses, blackmail them, and use their vulnerabilities to bend them to his will. He kept everyone in his circle on edge, always uncertain, always fearful. Those who disagreed with him mysteriously disappeared, their names erased from public records, their stories left untold. Of course, no billionaire story is complete without a look into their personal life. Jonathan's family, his wife, his children, seem to live in a world of luxury and opulence. But what happens behind the gleaming doors of his mansion is far darker. His marriage, for instance, was nothing more than a carefully constructed business deal. His wife, a former model turned philanthropist, was brought into the fold to enhance his public image. Behind the scenes, however, their relationship was anything but loving. In fact, rumors of infidelity and emotional manipulation plagued their home. Jonathan's children were groomed for the role of heir, but not in the way you might think. His son, who was expected to take over the business empire, had little say in his own future. His life was controlled, his actions dictated by his father's strict demands. But perhaps the darkest secret of all lies in his daughter. It's said that Jonathan's obsession with maintaining his power led him to take extreme measures to secure his legacy. No one talks about it, no one dares to, but whispers from the inside suggest that his daughter was used as a pawn in a twisted game of power. Some say that she was manipulated into marrying a foreign prince, securing an alliance that would cement Jonathan's position in global politics. Then came the scandals, the ones that nearly brought down everything Jonathan had built. In the public eye, he was untouchable, a billionaire who could do no wrong. But behind closed doors, the truth was far uglier. A series of high-profile investigations revealed that Jonathan had used his wealth and influence to cover up corporate fraud on a massive scale. Countless whistleblowers had been silenced through bribes or threats, their careers destroyed, their reputations ruined. Several top executives were found to have been embezzling funds, and it was uncovered that Jonathan had known about it all along. Even more shocking, it was revealed that Jonathan had been involved in a series of illegal land deals, buying up property from vulnerable communities at a fraction of its value. Many families were displaced, their lives torn apart, all for the sake of expanding his empire. But despite all the scandals, despite the countless lives ruined and the families destroyed, Jonathan Blackwood remains one of the richest men in America. How? Because power has a way of shielding itself. When you control enough wealth, enough influence, you can bend the system to your will. Laws don't apply to you. Morals become negotiable. Yet even Jonathan is not immune to the consequences of his actions. His empire is built on sand, and it's only a matter of time before it all comes crashing down. Those who live by the sword of greed and deception often find that the sword eventually turns on them. Jonathan may have everything he ever dreamed of, but at what cost? How long can one man hide from the darkness he's created? In the end, Jonathan's story isn't just about one man's rise to power. It's a warning about the cost of ambition, the price of unchecked greed, and the dark secrets that even the wealthiest can't escape. As the world watches in awe at his success, they fail to see the skeletons buried in the closet, the lies, the manipulation, the betrayal. So, what do you think? Is Jonathan Blackwood truly the genius billionaire everyone believes him to be? Or is he just another puppet master pulling the strings behind the scenes? One thing's for sure, the truth will always catch up with you. Thank you for listening. Remember, the higher you climb, the harder the fall.